Welcome back to our Velocity Water channel. Today I'd like to discuss a therapy I came across. It's a combination therapy that is quite extraordinary. Rarely do I find a therapy where the impact can be measured almost instantaneously and the results are exponential. Most therapies take, you notice changes within weeks or months, and you measure the changes, like within 3-month periods. Rarely have I come across a therapy where literally day one, there's a dramatic change, and then the changes are daily, literally. So first of all, let me state what the therapy is. It's a combination of pulsed electromagnetic frequency therapy and grounding. Now, these two therapies have their merits standalone, but the combination of the two, in terms of trauma, in terms of sleep, in terms of anxiety, in terms of cellular repair, are extraordinary. I don't want to bore you with how I came across this. It was a combination of meditation, divine blessing, accidental. I understood grounding. I understood PMF therapy. There was an issue I had with the PMF therapy that kept bugging me. And when I started using the grounding, not only did it solve the problem, but it exponentially increased the benefits of the therapy. Now, you can contact me to get into more depth about the technicalities. There is a threshold to the field that one needs to accomplish, the strength of the field in the PMF therapy, and we can get into the technical information. I'll post some links below. You can Google PMF therapy. We have various videos on that and learn about it. Essentially, it's a pulsing magnetic field that affects every cell in the body. So in terms of trauma, if you've studied Peter Levine's work or David Berceli's work, where they've studied animals, and you're talking about the deep limbic system, the entrainment and the primal entrainment in the nervous system, this reaches down deep at the microcellular level and literally can access very, very deep cellular memories in the spine, in the brain. Everyone knows that in order to process the subconsciousness, in order to heal at any level, one needs to go into deep sleep or deep meditation, which is in the theta zone. You can set the PMF to deep delta, to theta, and various other frequencies with the system I have, and the one I recommend. You can do all kinds of adaptations for different issues. But I don't want to get too in depth with the technical side. You can contact me. We can go over all the technicalities, lead you to links, and you can do your research. I want to stay focused on the fact that when you combine PMF and the grounding together, you achieve a dynamic therapy unto itself. And again, technically speaking, I'll give a simple analogy. PMF therapy without the grounding is kind of like having a dammed up mountain stream. The stream's flowing along, but you put a dam in it and it kind of backlogs the stream. And grounding is like having a nice trickling, nice stream. It's trickling, but not very, very intense or kind of a very weak stream. PMF with grounding is like a vital streaming field. It does tremendous amounts of healing work at the microcellular level on all levels. So once again, I wanted to show you briefly a trauma release program we have. Okay, here's our trauma release program. So we're just going to go through a few of these. You can see we have a breathing practice. This is a very simple, easy to do practice. This really comes down to a simplification of the Buteyko breathing method. He studied the yogis and found out why they do slow breathing physiologically. Here we have our PMF and Earthing therapy, and we've really moved this way to the top because if you can sleep, go to profound deep sleep, it's just extraordinary on healing. And most people who have a lot of trauma really literally cannot rest in a state of hypervigilance, pretty much their whole life. Trauma release exercises are the trembling of the spine that David Berceli taught, and the chi machine is a rocking of the spine. You access meridian points with the theracane. We have a vibration machine and a vibration therapy program. The program is a combination of using the vibration machine, the TRE, and then using a tool called the rapid release tool. A vibration machine mimics what animals do to release trauma. It's a trembling therapy, and animals, when they're in a state of deep trauma freeze, they do a trembling, natural trembling mechanism to release trauma. The TRE also is your sort of internal vibration machine, so the two together work really well. The rapid release is a vibration tool where you can target your organs, your fascia. It's a lot of emotional memory that locks down in the fascia. Deep in the organs, of Chinese medicine, the organs represent different heavy emotional states like the liver is anger, frustration, the lungs are grief. So by combining these two vibration therapies, you really can get deep access to those held memories and lock down, freeze trauma states. So we have other additional therapies. You can take a look at our trauma release program. I am very blessed to have figured out something that really, in the end, if you think about it, or if you're into PMF therapy and you used it, this will make total sense. And if you're into grounding and you haven't done PMF, well, it might not be as obvious because you have to first experience the PMF, and then you'd understand how the grounding can assist it. Nonetheless, if you haven't done either, look at our videos, and again, contact me. We can get into a little more depth. I am astounded at the results. I've been doing this since mid-October, and I have, first of all, I mean, the amount of energy during the day has gone up. Before, I struggle with energy. I'm 65 years old. I've done a lot of therapies. There was actually kind of a negative effect from doing the PMF that I was experiencing, but nonetheless, it was really mostly aging. So there's a huge boost in the energetic level of the cell, and I have energy going throughout the day. The sleep is profound. Sports recovery is amazing. Now I have many therapies, and you know, we have a chart, by the way, which I'll show you briefly. We've done videos on that chart describing the different technologies, the different therapies. We'd like to send this chart to everyone who calls so they can really have a really fair overview of the technologies and not get hooked into one thing or the other. So let me briefly show you this chart. So we first of all give an overview of kind of a hierarchy of what causes suffering, disease. We list subconscious programming as a huge factor, environmental toxicity is another huge factor, and then we talk about the flow of energy, Chinese medicine. Now, this deep memories in the subconscious will block flow, and environmental issues also will affect the energy body. So these all three work together. In terms of the chart, we have all these different technologies, and we kind of describe what technology works for what. So we pick some of the key major technologies that people use for healing. If you've looked all over the world and you're into holistic medicine and using technologies. So we can send you a link to this chart. We have videos, please watch them. So please don't get confused. You know, understand people are marketing, and we want to help you sort out what's real and, you know, understand the limitations and assets of each therapy. Coming back to this therapy, though, as one who has tried many therapies and does all kinds of body work and, you know, acupuncture and all kinds of stuff, this truly is probably one of the most extraordinary breakthroughs I've come across. And I highly recommend anybody doing any holistic protocol do this protocol. I think you will be astounded. So I'm going to post a link once again to the videos explaining how this works together. And please contact me, andrew@bluesywarrior.com, for questions and to learn more. Thank you. Wishing you peace. And you know, we're in a world, people, where there's a lot of challenges. People are suffering left and right, and at the same time, there's all these really amazing potentials of solutions. So I'm always trying to put out what I think are the solutions for, you know, we have the challenges, but we also have the solutions available. So I want to focus on solutions, and I think if we all start working in that direction, we can change this world. All righty, thanks. Take care.